welcome to the
SOTY show.
Did you just sing?
Whoa.
I got her in.
I tried to
Wait,
harmonize.
did we just do it?
I don't think
Is
so.
that the intro?
I don't know.
We did it, guys. I finally broke through.
It was pretty bad.
What are you talking about? It was bad. We were perfectly in sync.
I mean, it did sound not too bad with the harmonizing, but I still think we need to figure something else out.
I agree.
I can't believe I got you singing jingles. Jingles are back.
They never left, unfortunately.
I think I forgot a couple jingles last week, but I will not be doing that this week.
Yay.
Don't worry about a thing.
Okay, stop.
Every little thing. Do I have a good voice or a bad voice?
Mediocre.
That's
Really?
debatable.
Mediocre.
You wouldn't say bad.
No, because I think there's way worse.
Huh. Like Roseanne Barr or worse.
I just think there's way worse.
Is he tone deaf?
Yes.
For sure that I am. I don't.
Yes.
I don't even know what it
Doesn't that
means.
kind of make
But I don't know if I'm
you
tone deaf
not a
or I'm
good
just
singer?
tone uneducated. Is there a difference?
I think that's just a nice way of putting tone. Nice way of saying tone deaf.
Because like it means nothing to me when you say tone deaf. Like I don't even know what that means. What does it mean?
He does not have a grasp of melody,
Notes.
nothing. So
So what's a note? Give me a note.
Give me an A.
I'm not.
That's a
I
letter.
don't have perfect pitch.
That's a note.
That is a note.
Okay, make it a note.
I don't have perfect pitch. I can't do
Well,
that.
I don't need perfect. I don't.
I
even
don't
know.
know that people that have perfect
Is
pitch
this
can
like?
do
Is
that.
this an A note?
I don't know.
Like having perfect pitch means like you could say a note and you can
That's what
actually
he's
say
trying
that
to
note.
ask
don't
But
know
then
what
there's
it
a
is.
different thing of like being able to copy a note.
Okay, so let's
Yeah.
hear it.
So like copy a ba.
Yeah, it's decent.
You're decent.
I
You're
don't. I feel
close.
like there's just three people that are not musically inclined at all trying to talk about music. So I think we should.
I'm musically inclined.
You are not.
Let's hear
Why
Jared
not?
sing the SOTY show jingle. Welcome to the.
SOTY show.
I'm a little bit impressed.
I'm telling you.
Can we not do that ever
Okay,
again?
let's
now?
do.
Can we be? Can we be done?
Give me something else. Let's go.
No.
Let's go.
All right, let's do the first segment. Jared's gonna do the jingle for the first segment.
We just did, right?
No, that was just the intro.
SOTY show.
Yeah, but what's the first segment? What are we
Oh,
doing?
first segment? I
Yeah.
don't know. What's
We're gonna talk a little bit about. Well, this is another part of the segment that I think is important to, before we even get into it. Skipping, ditching, or sloughing school. Which one is it?
Ditching.
Okay,
I would say sloughing.
that's because you're from Utah. That's an only Utah thing, right?
Yeah, that's a Utah
Does
thing.
anyone outside
I'd
of
say
Utah say
sloughing.
sloughing?
I
don't
mean,
know.
I never even heard the word until I came to Utah.
I would ditch school.
We would ditch.
We would ditch.
Or skip. We'd say skip sometimes, but it's ditch.
Yeah,
I
skip
think
was the same.
skip or slough. But I
Yeah.
mean,
I've never heard slough though.
I only
outside.
went to high school in Utah, but I mean,
When you were
I don't know if
ditching.
before that. I don't know what the word would have been
It was
in
ditching.
Vegas.
If anyone ever has used the word slough that does not live in Utah, I would like to know because I don't know if that's a
So
I
you
don't
think
either.
slough's not a word then?
It's just not
Like
used
sloughing?
widely throughout.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know where it came from. I've never heard it. Like literally, it was a word I've never heard until I came to Utah.
I know Mom would always use that, so maybe
She's from Utah.
She uses
So
all the word
she
Utah
would
words.
use it
when we're in
and then-
Vegas.
yes,
So she would say you're
because she's
sloughing.
from
But
Utah.
that's because she's
But I would always say ditching.
ditching, skipping, never sloughing.
Mm-mm.
So
Say
sorry,
sloughing.
Utah.
Ditching, I feel like wasn't really used as much.
Yeah, you're ditching school.
It was more sloughing or skipping. I felt like
Yeah.
Senior ditch day. That was a thing.
I've heard
And
that.
senior
But
skip
Not
day.
senior slough day.
Do they call it senior slough day?
no,
We didn't go to school here in Utah, so we're kind of
Yes.
out of the cool loop of Utahs. But Jared did,
I went to high school in Utah.
so
yes.
he knows that he can win people, and
Win people.
yeah, like I won you. That's what you say when you beat somebody.
No, I would never say that.
It's just bad
That's just
English.
bad
I
English.
know,
Yeah,
and it happens a lot here.
I heard Steven say that
Yeah,
a few
know.
times.
He
I
probably
won
got it from
him.
Grandma.
I won him. I'm like, what in the world are you saying? You beat him?
Like he was the prize. All right, but
I
our
guess that's
first
the way the
segment-
T's go too. You don't
true.
say beat, or do you still?
I don't
In
know,
Utah,
that's
you
tough.
still say beat.
That's more of an accent sounding thing, though. I think
Say mountain.
Layton or Mount or Layton. Which one you say?
I'd say Layton.
me
What would
too.
you say, Jamie?
I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of people watching us that don't even know what we're talking about. We have a
Layton's
lot
a
of viewers
city.
that aren't even in Utah.
Well, every one of our viewers lives in Utah or is very obsessed with Utah culture.
I'm just saying.
Would you say mountain or mountain?
Mountain.
You'd say mountain?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
mountain?
I mean, I don't know if I go hard
Mountain
on the
Dew?
T. I don't know if you would either normally as hard, but
Yeah, mountain.
I don't know.
Layton.
I don't really notice that as much unless there's some people that go really like mountain, where it's like they're pronouncing.
I feel like
that
they
T,
go extra. Yeah.
But
I don't feel like that's right either. Mountain. It's a little too hard. But anyway, what were you saying?
Tomato, right? The difference. Has anyone ever actually said tomato?
No, I don't think so.
Anyways, ditching school. That's what we're going to be talking about today a little bit. Is our experiences with not going to school, which is naughty.
Yes.
But Jared has to sing the intro. Ready? Go.
How would we do a
You think my
ditching
job's so
school
easy.
one?
You guys think my job's so easy?
I would just do a soundboard and not do your. You just repeat the word ditching school, closing time.
That was worse than his earlier one, I think.
I mean,
Jared's fight. I'm back. I am back.
okay, how would you do it? How would you do the jingle?
I mean, this one I'd probably go something more like ditching school, ditching school. We're gonna be talking about ditching school. The head.
Yeah, that was rough.
All right.
Danny, how would you do the jingle?
I don't do the jingles, so
You did one earlier, literally.
and I regret
Yeah, you did.
every
Moments ago.
I regret every second of it
You don't.
for what has followed since.
You have to
so
admit it feels good.
never jingling again.
You're gonna jingle.
I'm not. I'm done jingling.
Whoa.
All right, so we are going to talk a little bit about our experiences ditching
Sloughing school.
school. Yeah, no, I mean, we want people to know what we're talking about. Ditching, skipping, sloughing. I don't think anybody actually does that, but we'll see. All right, so we do not recommend any of this be tried at home. I think that's fair to say.
Yes. Do not try this at home.
And that's why, for an example, we're going to have Jamie go first and explain all of the things that you did the perfect way to get yourself out of school.
So all throughout elementary school, I got perfect attendance awards.
Ooh,
Lame.
that is very lame.
What about junior high?
Not
though?
even a sick day.
Nobody cares about elementary school. We're talking about junior high and high school.
I got
I guarantee
straight
you-
A's.
Didn't you get like braces? Didn't you get like
No, not
dentist
till high school.
You never
appointments?
went on vacation.
Not
You
till high
always
school. We
miss
did not go on
school
vacation.
for dentist appointments. That's like a for
No,
sure thing.
I had our uncle did it. I would go after hours
You know,
so-
after hours to school.
to the
Or the-
dentist. I
That's called detention, Jamie.
did not miss.
I just wanted extra school. I just
did
wanted extra
overtime at school
hours.
today, guys.
Elementary school, I
That's a
never
good
missed
way to look
school,
at
got perfect attendance. Junior high, got straight A's, did not miss school. High school, went to school on senior ditch day because I got extra credit in my classes. So
Lame-o.
Wow.
no ditching for me.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, speaking of Jamie not ditching, we were in college. We got married. I'm
Yes.
talking ring on the finger. Went on a honeymoon. And during our honeymoon had to leave early so she could make it to school.
I wouldn't really count a
Wow.
honeymoon somewhere where
It was a
you're
fake
just like a few minutes away from your school.
It was at least 45 minutes away.
Okay, we were 45 minutes away
In the
from my
mountains.
school.
In a cabin.
Yeah, like at a
Recently married, like the day before married.
yes,
You mean the day after?
the day
The day
after.
before we married.
Yeah, the day before we got married.
Oh,
So
okay.
it was the day
It was
after we
like
were
2
married.
days after. 2 days after.
The wedding was before this.
So we got married on a Saturday
Okay, so it was a couple days
and
after.
school started on a Monday.
And on Monday, we had to go to school.
You didn't have to. I was going to
I
school
had to.
though.
I had to drive you.
Yeah, you could have dropped me off.
I probably did.
It was the beginning of a semester.
You didn't even have to come up with an excuse. There's no parents.
I
How-
know.
How long's the annulment period of like weddings? I would have seriously thought about it.
We went to school.
Getting good grades was important to me and getting a degree was important to me. So.
You could
And I
still get a
respect that.
degree without going.
But we
The
only
first
needed
day
to
of
miss
school
one.
was important.
We only need to miss one day. The first day
The
of
first
college.
day of school has nothing. You don't even do anything. You go over the syllabus.
Okay, well, I
That's
was in
all
a
you do.
much different program than you
Yeah,
guys
she
were.
was in a super.
Oh, sorry.
Educated
What
thing,
was
but-
your program?
Interior design.
And why was that so much different or more important?
Because there wasn't like just a, this is what we're doing in the class. They usually just started with projects and stuff.
And I think that's a big lie.
There's no way you did anything that day in school.
What's your
Doesn't
teacher's
matter.
name? I'll
But
call him.
she did refuse to leave, like, or not to miss,
Yeah.
not refuse to leave, I guess. You didn't. We left a cabin in the woods after being married
Mm-hmm.
and went to school.
For a few hours. Not a big deal. Not a big deal.
Still regretting it. Think about how wonderful those hours could have been spent together, alone on our honeymoon.
I just think it's sad that you went to school. Like,
It's not sad at all.
it's like, I understand, like, okay, maybe if there's like a test coming up or something that you're important doing, but it's the first day of school where you're not
First.
doing
Yes.
anything.
The ghost is back.
Yeah, the door just opened randomly.
Kind of scared. Do I have to go over by the ghost and shut the door?
I don't know.
This is haunted.
Isn't that what Parker said? That
Can they even
grandma's house
see
is
the door
haunted.
open?
No,
Okay.
I just don't want kids to come in.
They're not here.
We want
They're
kids to
just
come.
talking about nothing.
All right, so Jamie doesn't ditch school. Or slough.
Ooh, she's not
I
fun.
don't.
You literally have never like intentionally missed a day.
Not that I can think of, no.
Not one.
Well, she's even saying accidentally, like throughout elementary school, she never missed a day.
Yeah, I just was.
I just don't know if
got
that's true.
dropped off at school every day. Mom and dad dropped me off at school every day. Didn't really have a choice. I just went to school. Junior high, I cared about my grades. Don't remember missing that much school at all, really. In high school, I took pretty hard classes, and they offered extra credit for like on specific days when kids weren't going. So
Did
I
you
was
go to
gonna
like
get
school on
the extra credit.
Saturdays?
No,
I can't believe this. We are different human beings.
I know, because you just don't go to entire semesters of college,
Or junior high.
but pay for it.
Yeah, I did. And I
Well-
paid for it in junior high too, I promise.
The real question is, does the grades matter in elementary school and junior high?
No, but it also probably portrays how you're going to be when you get older and the type of grades you're going to get.
I feel like that was a shot.
It was. You've
I
been
don't- I don't
taking
feel
them
like
at
it's
me.
100%
You've been
true.
taking them at me.
What shot did I take? I said you had a beautiful singing voice. I don't know what else I said. I might have taken a shot. And I recall the conversation from 5 minutes ago.
Blaming his illness again.
So I also have not ditched school before. One day, where it was like a bit. Our class was completely. I don't know how you say it, like. They were all mad at the teacher. Let's say no one liked the teacher in my high school class, and so everyone decided we were gonna not go on a certain day for the whole day. Like it was 6 classes or whatever. Everyone was gonna protest this teacher and not go to school,
Mhm.
and I went. You would have been proud of me. Was it because if I missed, wasn't allowed to play in the baseball game that day? Yes. But I did go.
I was going to say, or was it to prove a point that like you're going against the grain?
Oh, I would have missed class. 100% would have gone. If I missed, though, there was me, a soccer player, and like another, I don't know, track. Is that a sport?
I don't count it.
Let's keep going.
So, yeah, there were like 3 of us in this class, and that was it. And I got a lot of extra credit points for going that day because the teacher was pretty upset. Turns out teachers are human beings who have
Who would
feelings.
have thought? Who'd have
And
thought?
we were the first period class, and she was like, "Where is everybody?" And we kind of just sat there, like, "Where is everybody?" And we're like, "Well, it's kind of organized. You're not gonna have anyone in any of your classes today." And she pretty much broke down, bawling, upset. It was pretty sad. I didn't like her.
This is
Like,
kind of a
was
sad
what
story.
was the reason for it? Like, what did she?
She was an English teacher in high school, but would come around and be like, "Did you do your reading?" and stamp stuff and check your books. So we spent like 20 minutes. It was just like
So just
we
like
felt
being a
we weren't
teacher.
being treated like men and women, you know.
Yeah, because you definitely were
So we
Yeah,
skipped her
how old
class.
were you during this time?
a child still.
Yeah, I think it was my sophomore year too. It's not like we were adults. So we made our point though.
Sure.
I didn't because I went. I got a lot of extra credit points. So it turns out doing the right thing sometimes is a good thing.
I know, but you're missing all of the times that you did ditch.
Oh, we were talking about ditching though. So I have had some experience with this. I don't recommend any of these, but I've tried the whole gauntlet. I've tried faking sick. You ever done that? You've never tried to even.
I've never
You
tried
never even
it.
tried it though. Like you told your mom that you were like,
No, because I knew what would happen. I'd have all this missing work. It's just not worth it.
So I like saw.
I would go to school and still have missing work.
That's a separate problem.
That's a whole nother conversation.
That is.
I did the whole thing though, like from like the TV shows, like trying to get the thermometer to look too hot, all that kind of stuff. You never did any of that
No.
because we had like a little thing that we'd be like, look, I'm sick. My temperature is 99 degrees.
I've
Never
never
done it.
actually tried that. I've always seen like movies or stuff where they like
You,
do
hold
it.
next to the lamp, you know. and
Yeah,
try
but
it.
I've never actually tried it
I don't think it
because
works
I think you watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off too many times.
yeah, because I've seen videos or movies of people
But
doing it, but I've never
I tried
done
doing
it.
that in the faking sick, where you like do the temperature, or like I even created my own vomit once,
That
Yeah,
is
that's pretty far.
disgusting.
where I went in and was like, "Ah!" and then like poured it into the toilet, so it looked like this gross mix that was in the toilet, so that I could like prove.
I
was
mean, the
sick.
effort put into
Send us the
it,
recipe.
it's just not worth
Yeah,
it.
if you would have put that same effort into school as you did of trying to miss school, imagine where
Where
you'd
would we be now?
I would miss school, and this is like, I'm older than a lot of people. There's no cell
Than everybody
phones.
in this room.
Definitely no cell phones. Parents didn't have cell phones. And school would still call if you missed. And I would go outside of my house and unplug the phone line so that no calls could come into my house for a certain time period, and then go back out and plug it back in. And
You're showing your
calls.
age.
You
You're showing
are
your age right
unplugging
now.
your phone
That's
I was
pretty
ahead
old.
of my time though. I was breaking down, skipping school walls.
Mm,
I mean,
Have you ever even heard anyone else do that though, where they like unplug
Well,
the phone
no,
line?
because that's like back in the 50s when they still
It
had
was the
phones connected
90s.
to.
The 90s, 1990s.
How am I supposed to do that with a cell phone?
So if you're a kid today,
and sent out emails.
yeah,
and
I get an email the moment one of my
recordings.
kids is marked absent. Like,
They sent them to
immediately.
both parents.
That's one of the things I
Two
saw was
calls.
Steven would come home and Jamie would be like, I got an email that you missed this period.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
even just like school
I
in
know
general, that
exactly
you
the
weren't there for
period.
this period.
You
And
just
now
said
the kids are like, I was there. And the teacher just
But
marked
why are
me
you so
absent.
like, what's the word for it? So like particular about it. You're like, well, talk to your teacher and get it fixed, Steven.
Because it's important.
Whoa.
Why does that matter?
Because if you get a certain amount of unexcused absences,
I think you can have 0 nowadays.
you can't have any
unexcused
unexcused absences.
What?
At least at Stephen School, no unexcused absences.
What happens if you do?
They'll affect your citizenship
You
grade.
get a U instead of a
What,
grade.
you get a grade for citizenship
Yes.
You get a U, and so you don't get a grade in your class. It's like failing.
for missing one?
Yeah, and then the
unexcused
parents
day?
have to go and excuse your
Unexcused,
absences.
unexcused.
You have
Oh
to
my
go
goodness.
excuse them.
It's pretty intense. Like you can't mess around with school these days. So don't even.
But then
try
once you get
s-
to college, you can just do whatever you want. So
Well, yeah, because they just want your
I'm
money.
training. for the
I
future.
just don't understand why we need to
'Cause
train
you're
for
an
that.
adult now.
You're an adult. You're more responsible. All 18-year-olds
Some
are super
people are
responsible.
more responsible. Steve went an entire semester of college just not going.
Well, I didn't either.
I haven't. And we're not talking about college for me. We only brought that in with you because it was me trying to show how good of a human being you were.
Okay, so we're throwing college out the door because it's just a failure for Steve. So let's go to high school and junior high then.
Yeah. I mean, I did miss almost an entire semester, a full term of junior high.
Nice.
And this is, again, showing my age. I changed my report card and everything. Because you got a paper report card, and I went and like.
I mean, I got
photocopied
paper
stuff
report
and that
cards
kind of
too.
stuff. But now it's all on the computer. You can't do that.
Nope.
Yeah.
You're just toast if you do anything nowadays. But I have a lot of. I could go all day telling stories about this, but I think we should probably let Jared share some of his experiences before I just sink my ship.
I think it's already sunk.
Yeah, your sink is already
Your sink is already
your-
sunk.
It's sunk on my ship.
Your sink is sunk.
It is.
I mean, I didn't do too much. I didn't miss school, but like I put a certain class at the end of my
Schedule.
my schedule. So in Utah there's A-Day, B-Day, and I always put a certain class as my last class. It was a religious class. And I would
Just not go.
go get marked there and then tell them, "Oh, I've got a baseball practice I got to go to."
Nice.
Then me and my buddies would just go chill at the clubhouse. So I didn't go to a single one of those classes, and I still graduated.
That's interesting.
But but all of them were excused
You
because
never
I
faked
would.
sick for a class or anything? To try to say
Oh yeah, I tried to fake sick all the time with my mom, but I mean,
She didn't care.
it
No.
really didn't work.
She sent him.
she sent me sick, even if I was sick. And so it's kind of like the boy
This
who
is
cried wolf,
pre-COVID.
because
This is
like
pre-COVID. You're allowed to go to school sick.
Yeah.
I was
The problem is
even
that when you
I was
actually
sick,
were sick, you had to go because
yeah. So Caden does that all the time to me right now too.
Yeah, we have a couple kids.
So
every time that she has to go to
Every
school,
single
someone
day.
has a stomach ache.
Or
You're
has a
going to
headache,
school
or a cough,
anyways.
or whatever the magical sickness of the day is, or whichever kid it is.
We still send her.
Steven's never done it. You think Steven's ditched classes that we don't know about?
Probably, but he's pretty responsible, and
Gets good grades.
I think he
it makes
worries
it a
about
lot harder
missing.
with that. You can't have an unexcused absence. So
I know.
how do you do that now?
You don't. You go to your classes.
We probably would excuse it and just not even have noticed. He would have had to have like lied to us. The only way.
Mhm.
Be like, oh, I
That's
just
another
started.
question. How many times has Steven lied to your guys' faces?
Oh,
What
sure,
do you
it had
think?
to have happened though. He's
Yeah.
not. He's pretty good about it.
Yeah, he's pretty
I
honest.
feel like he could just tell us that he was ditching school.
yeah, he'd
So
be like,
I
I didn't
wonder if he
go
would lie.
because
might.
we don't react.
Yeah.
It'd be like, oh,
I don't
well,
know. You might react differently, Jamie. Mrs.
Oh.
Mrs.
You calling Jamie
Perfect
a mean parent?
attendance.
that's just me. What
you
I
a-
wanted to do.
Are you a mean parent?
I'm not, I don't think so.
I don't think Jamie's mean.
Mm-mm.
Not to Steven. That's your baby.
I know.
Your only son. I'm gonna cry because he's turning 18 this year. I can't do this. I'm not ready for Steven to move on. So
No,
then we'll learn all these stories of whatever he did when he was in high school that my parents didn't know any of
I
this
do
stuff.
not think that they will be anything like your stories. They may be closer to mine,
Possible.
possibly, most likely.
I don't have.
We'll have to
those.
bring Steven on and as a graduation episode, and
Have him just rat himself out for the whole life.
yeah,
Say, now that you're 18,
airing your grievances.
He won't be 18. he won't be 18 yet. But
Mhm.
But we can see what his whole future is, where he's going to college and everything. And
my school had 15 unexcused absences you were allowed.
It's a lot.
I don't even know how many we
And
were
we
allowed.
hit that 15. I actually did get a real note from my mom once and was scared to give it to the office because I had signed so many fake notes on my own. I was like, if I give this to them and they actually like keep all the notes, they're gonna have like evidence. And I'm like,
That
"What's
is
it?"
one thing I did do was I forged mom's signature a lot. I got her because it's
Why does Jamie
Deanne.
just look disappointed?
It's Deanne, and I got the D down because she puts that tiny little line and then
line
the
in it,
big
yep.
D. Yeah, so
I signed her
worked
name
on
too,
her.
but she knew I was doing it. Where it's like, you didn't sign this, Mom. I need this permission slip. Just do it.
It was
for
mainly
me.
stuff like that, but like I did try to
But
forge her. But then
I
you
have way
see
better
like the
handwriting than
shakiness
Jared
of like
does,
your
so.
hand trying to sign.
So it
It
was
looks
easy
all
when I
bad.
just signed the name, but then when I had to bring mom's real signature in, that was a terrifying day for me because I was legitimately like, if they have a file of notes, because I don't know what schools do. I was like,
Can you imagine them keeping all of the notes? They throw those things away as soon as they
Have
get
to,
them.
right? Thank
I mean,
goodness. 'Cause
yeah.
I'd have been toast. So they would have opened that up and saw my signatures. Versus
They
my
have
mom's.
someone's actual job is just comparing notes to throw kids under the bus. Go
You know what?
back into Steve's file and go compare the notes.
My file would have
That file's probably huge.
been big.
They probably know exactly where that file's at.
But like Steve's file, he got multiple files. I was a
Right.
good
One's
kid.
under this name, one's under a different
I
name.
didn't do anything bad. I was a good kid.
Something about spray paint is what I've heard, but I mean,
We're
I
gonna
don't know that.
skip that and move on.
That's for another day. Another story for another day. But so if you are looking to get out of school, what would you recommend today in today's world? How would you do it?
Tell your parents that you don't want to go to school, and if they're nice enough, they'll be like, okay, you can stay home.
But what if they're not going
It's
to?
the only way you're gonna get out of it.
You wouldn't fake sick. I don't even know. Do people use thermometers anymore?
I don't
No.
It's like digital on your head and stuff. You'd have to heat your brain up. I don't recommend doing that.
Yeah, nowadays it's tougher to miss school.
It would
I
be
feel like.
hard.
Mm-hmm. I do not have any advice because I would recommend not doing it.
You should probably go to school. But if you're going to miss, thermometer under a lamp, your parents will fall for it every time. Get it to heat up, which I couldn't. Fake
Yeah,
vomit.
I feel
Fake
like it
vomit's
never
the way to
worked.
go. I
Fake
think my fake
vomit might be
vomit
the
is-
closest one. I
Because
think.
I did it, and
The fake
how do you
vomit
argue with that? The weird thing was me leaving it in the toilet.
instead of flushing it.
And it's probably more suspicious. I should have just been like, I just threw up. Maybe dribbled it on my chin.
Instead of been like, go look at it.
Just put a little chunk on your lip.
Ew, this is
I don't
really
think
gross.
my mom checked. Like, it was a pointless exercise. She's like, oh, gross, go to bed.
There's
Not-
things there's
not-
things I used to do that I don't understand now. like faking brushing your teeth. I know every kid does that, but like
Why?
No.
I would fake brush my
My
teeth all the
mom
time
would
just
be like,
because I had to.
Bring your toothbrush to me. And then she filled it and she goes, it is dry. I did it. It's dry. I did it. Let me smell your breath.
So you did it too?
No.
Oh.
My mom, he would say,
Oh.
I did it every time. Like she'd be standing there. This is a dry toothbrush. It's never had water on it for I don't know how long. I brushed my teeth.
I don't like nowadays. I
He
don't
would
I don't
go
know
in,
why I would lie
turn
about
on
it
the
or
water,
force myself not to do it.
and turn on the water and sit there for
I
as
would
long
sit
as
there
it would
for 2
take to
minutes.
brush your
I would
teeth.
sit there with the water on for 2
Why
minutes.
aren't you just brushing
I'd put
your
the
teeth?
toothbrush underneath the water so that she can feel that it's wet. I would grab a tiny little bit of toothpaste and put it in my mouth
So
so
what else?
if the breath smell.
So he's putting toothpaste in his mouth. Good,
and I would sit
but
there for
he's
2
not
minutes,
actually
but I wouldn't brush
brushing
my
his
teeth. I don't know why.
But what else do you do that's not hygienic that you were faking?
Wash your hands,
Did you
probably.
stand there and fake wash your hands?
I mean, I don't think she really checked if I washed my hands. She never asked me that.
She just
So
could
yes.
smell his breath and thought it was nasty. Go brush your teeth.
I saw
Are
a
you the guy
random
who
fact.
walks right out of the bathroom without washing their hands?
I saw a random I
He's
saw a
skipping
random
that.
fact of the
He's
day.
not answering.
Okay. So we're gonna do this real quick. It's a random fact.
Random fact.
I want Jamie to try to guess what percentage, and then Steve, you're gonna tell me if it's high or low
If my percentage is high or low,
Okay,
Yes.
too high
whatever
or
the
low.
question
of
is.
whatever the question is. So, what percentage of Americans wash their hands after using the bathroom?
Actually wash their hands?
Yes. What percentage would you put it at?
40%.
That's low.
Think it's too low?
So, what
That's-
percentage of Americans wash their hands after they use the bathroom?
I said 40%. I'm sticking with it.
No, there's no way. That's.
He
So I'm
says
thinking
low.
if I'm standing in the bathroom, more than half of the people wash their hands when they walk.
Okay, well, I still think 40. So you're saying a
I
little
think-
bit more? You're thinking a little bit like
It's-
50?
I think it's above 50, so I think you're low.
Yeah, well, what would you put your percentage at? Would you put like 60?
57.
57 and a half?
2/3.
43.
You think 43%?
Sure.
Are you guys ready for the right
Oh
answer?
gosh. Who's keeping this?
It's an actual study. It's done by the Census Bureau.
Hey,
That's
let's hear
good.
it.
20%. No joke.
No. So are they counting kids? Are they
20%.
counting kids?
Doesn't matter. They're saying
I don't know.
Americans.
I think that matters actually because
I don't know if they're counting kids or not. I feel like
I
kids
do not
might-
think so. I think
I feel like
men do
kids
not wash
might
their hands.
Wash their hands more.
I think men wash their hands quite a bit. When I'm in the bathroom, most.
Well,
I
I've seen
think.
quite a
I
few, yeah.
think
Or is it
though.
because you're in there with another person?
I-
instead of
honestly-
If you're not there with someone, do you think they actually wash their hands?
Honestly,
Wash
I
their hands.
think women wash their hands more than men do
I would agree with that.
in public,
Yeah.
like going out and using the restroom.
But how does that make you feel that only 20%
Makes
actually
me
wash their hands?
disgusted.
How many people actually like serve food? Like our food workers,
I
and
worked at a
we're at
restaurant.
that
You wash
20%
your
mark.
hands. You wash your
I
hands.
ju- I
for
just
that,
sure hope.
But you're also like using stuff that would clean your hands too.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
You're
that's-
shaking hands with people that have not used
It's
washed their
still
hands after using
it's
them.
still very disgusting.
That is pretty bad. 20%.
20%.
That's got to be including kids.
It's
I don't
still
know.
disgusting.
I mean, kids. I don't know if kids ever wash their hands.
A lot of the time, you're going and teaching the kids. They're taking them to the bathroom now. Wash your hands.
I know, but when they're on their own, send a kid to the bathroom, it's like it's sixes if you're getting
I think the same thing with men. You send a men to the bathroom on their own.
oh. And I'm not saying that I've never not washed my hands going to the bathroom, but 99% of the time, I wash my
Okay, well, apparently you're the anomaly.
20%.
It's really gross.
hands. Is
That's rough.
that the only question, or do you have
Yeah,
other ones?
I just had that one question for you. just as we were talking about that. So